Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. I'm your host, Zach Jackson. We got our co-host with us, Irv, back at it again with another episode. As you guys can see, we got a special guest, William. I appreciate you coming on. We're powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. This is Recap Monday, Season 8, Episode number 34. Welcome, William, to the Fire Sports Pod. William, I'll have you introduce yourself to the audience. Tell them a little about yourself.
Oh, well, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Oh, a little bit. Let me see. Most people know me. I was a 9-year veteran of Team USA. I was a bobsled athlete from probably about 1998, 99 through 2007 was my last race. Um, and let me see. Yeah, 2007 was my last race. So I was just leaving the sport about. Is that right? Yeah, 2000. Yeah, man, time was flying by. I tell you. It was so hard. I was like, that can't be right. I'm doing the math in my head. It's like, no, yeah, that's right. 2007 was my last year. Yeah. Yeah, any specific questions for me? You want me just where you want to start at?
No, so
The
we
good
can start.
stuff or the bad stuff? There's ugly stuff. I got a whole lot of stuff.
So let's go with the just with I just want to get the audience just a little bit of know about like your bobsledding career. What kind of like brought you in, because obviously we have sports all over the place, football,
Yeah,
basketball, bobsledding in the Olympics, whatever is for Team USA is awesome to watch, but some people
okay.
don't know the particulars of it. So like what made you say I'm gonna do bobsledding as my sport?
All right. Okay, that's much better because I got tricked just like everybody else who do this sport. We get tricked. There was a tryout coming up for 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City. And at that time, I was probably the fastest American in the state of Utah. And so my phone started ringing. I was a track and field athlete. I was a sprinter, long jumper. Before that, I was doing movies like Jerry Maguire, Any Given Sunday. They put a uniform on me and let me run and make Cuba look like a professional football player and stuff like that. That's what I was doing. Also, part of my background was I owned a youth treatment facility at the time. I opened the first ever independent living transitional housing program. So when I opened it, it was such a new program. They opened me as a pilot program. And so my background was mental health. I love mental health. So, but that story, it'll come back around in a few minutes, like what the future of this journey, what I'm trying to do right now. But yeah, so I raced for 9 years. And man, I tell you what, I just love doing what I was doing. Like we travel the world every 7 days in a new country. Man, and I tell you, it was nothing like, especially I grew up in the Midwest, there was always a lot of racism there. But when I'm at an event and you got these people screaming, they're calling my name or they're going, go USA, they talking to me, like
Yeah.
probably the first time it happened, like we're at the World Championships in 2003, we were in the country for a change. And I was like, wow, Americans love me. Like, look, wait a minute. Like, they don't look like me. They're supporting me. Like, what is this? Yeah, so it's to represent your country, man. It'll transcend racism, which is crazy. I I still have some racial issues going on with the coaches, but with the fans, no, no. So yeah. So 9 years, that's what I did. That's all I did.
That's awesome. I mean, like obviously, bobsledding to me, like I'm saying, for me, when I was watching it in the Olympics or the thing, it's always great to watch because I always into it. It's so fast.
Yeah,
It's definitely one of the fastest sports I've watched, and I've watched a lot of sports. That's definitely probably the fastest. And it's crazy on how people kind of take saying, "Oh, bobsledding is just bobsledding." There's no side effects behind it.
yeah,
There's no, "Oh, you can't. This is not going to happen. This is not going to happen." It's not football. The guy's not hitting him. So how are we going to get there? So now transitioning into what you've gone through after post your career or even during your career, which is CTE. Now to bring in that role, what have you gone through as a human being and what you're trying to kind of help out others to understand that CT is for real and it's
yeah.
not just from football, it's not just from these other sports, it also can be from a sport you're not
Yeah.
thinking that, oh wow, this is actually happening.
Well, you said a mouthful, and you're actually saving my butt because today is one of my days where I'm a little bit cloudy, and my speech is a little bit slurred. I can hear it myself now. So you really saving my butt. So thank you so much for the great
No problem.
questions.
You're good.
You remember I felt it coming on this weekend, and I have a hyperbaric chamber. Usually I get in there to reverse it. I said, I could take a couple extra days. But no, today, this morning is telling. Matter of fact, while I was waiting on you guys, I'm sitting in the wrong podcast room. I'm just locked in anywhere. And man,
Uh,
so I'm looking like a total idiot. But but you know what? In the past, uh, I was embarrassed about it. I would hide from it. Like I didn't want people to know. Like I was mentioning earlier, we started talking about the HBO Real Sports, right?
yeah.
And what happened on that show? Like they were interviewing me, and they asked me a simple question about bobsled. Next thing you know, I'm talking about squirrels and birds and just things that wasn't had nothing to do with the conversation. And I watched myself fall apart in real time, man. And I had a meltdown right on camera. I told him time out. The guy name was Chapman Downs. I said, call me later. I need a break. And he called me later. We finished the interview. And a couple of days later, I had another interview with NBC coming up. 2 days later, so I sat in front of this mirror and I practiced and practiced and practiced. I said, okay, I got it. I just haven't been interviewing in a while. I got this. Exact same thing happened when I got in front of that camera. I couldn't pull my mind back. It was going wherever it wanted to. And that's the danger of this thing. It's like it's really slow progressing. It slowly got to me. Like I had some red flags when I was competing. Like I would wake up middle of the night and I didn't know where I was at. Like I'd jump up, turn the light on real quick and look around and figure out where I'm at. But I rationalized it. I kept telling myself, you know what? I got such a great life from representing my country. We travel so much. That's why I don't know where I'm at. But for you guys know athletes, this is the next one will probably ring a bell. I was hanging out with some friends I hadn't seen in a while. I've been on tour. And so I came back in town, wanted to go shoot some pool and have a beer. Simple. And my buddy looks at me. He's like, hey, man, I go your girlfriend over there. And I looked at her. I said, she's pretty, but I don't know her. And then she ran over and she jumped in my arms and I caught her. And I went, oh, I guess I do know her. But once again, I rationalize it. All athletes, man, we think we're God's gift to women. We all rip to shreds, just feeling good about yourself. But the truth was, I was no longer recognizing familiar faces or names. It was just like,
Wow.
so yeah, man. So that was some of the first red flags and I was still racing. So at that point, that's letting me know there was a lot of concussions on me, and I should have never been in that sled again. But I didn't connect those dots. It took for me. Let me tell you what my routine was. Okay, every night before I get into bed, right?
Hmm.
I take a thermos full of coffee or a bottle of Coca-Cola. Some things I've never consumed in my life because I just don't like the taste. So I had to put it on the nightstand next to me. So when I wake up in the morning, I automatically know I don't know what day it really is. All my days were the same. So I had a little blue planner. I look at that planner. That planner let me know it's Monday, Tuesday, whatever it is. And then the second thing I had to do was figure out, once I know the day, I got to figure out what month that we're in. I never knew what month we're in. I thought I was stuck in a loop. It was either January or we're in August. And that's what was my routine every day. Wake up, drink the caffeine, figure out the real day and the real month, and then start your day. And that was the beginning of the end for me. So after that, it just progressively got a little bit worse. Next thing you know, man, like I couldn't get out of bed sometimes. So what I did, I took the mattress off my bed in the bedroom, put it in my living room. Now I'm living on the floor, right? I'm living between the kitchen and the bathroom and the front door. Three things that I really need. That extra bedroom, psh, who needs that? I was just trying to survive. And
Yeah.
I still didn't know what it was. I thought it was diabetes because it looked like I had low blood sugar because I can't get up. I drink this caffeine. Now I'm okay for a little bit. So it has to be diabetes. So I'm seeing doctors for probably 10, 15 years. They keep telling me I'm wrong. You know diabetes. I'm thinking either they're lying to me or the tests are wrong. Like this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just couldn't connect the dots. And then till one day, one of my like because I was doing football movies at the time.
Hmm.
Well, I did football movies. Hollywood was my background. So when I left Team USA, I went to Los Angeles.
Hmm.
So here I am, I'm writing shows and, producing stuff. And one of my teammates, Pablo, he wanted to be a writer. So he would call me with these crazy stories he wanted to develop, and I'm thinking like, man, that's some pretty creative writing. Now, this was before COVID happened. So like, I'm just now kind of connecting the dots on that. So the stuff that he was sending me was I never heard anything like this stuff. And there was like scientific stuff behind it, the way he explained it. And I was like, okay, this is weird, but interesting. So the very next time he called, well, the very last time he called me, he was speaking gibberish. He couldn't talk anymore. I don't know what language he was. It was so frustrating. I couldn't, I couldn't make
Yeah.
out anything. So he hangs up the phone. Like, and because I used to work in mental health, I owned a treatment facility before. I used to work at this one place. It was the only mental health facility west of the Mississippi River. So all the extreme behaviors came there. So we had people with bipolar, schizophrenia. But we also had some of the people that walked around who had lobotomies back then. They were still around. That's a scary population to watch there. They're really like zombies.
Mm.
If ever there was a zombie, it'll be them. Yeah, because they scramble their brain, and we even had the criminally insane come through there for evaluation. So I grew up, learning about mental health. So on that day when Pablo called me and he couldn't speak English or anything, I told myself to help him, right? And I told myself that every day. And then eventually I get the word that he went to his family's factory and he hung himself. And I felt responsible. I felt guilty. I felt like a coward because I didn't do anything that I said I was going to do.
Hmm.
And eventually, I couldn't, I didn't forgive myself for a long time. It took me a while because when they did his autopsy, we found out he was in stage 4. So that was nothing I was going to do that was going to help him. That was number one. And then number two of that part was like I was literally living on my own floor. Like I couldn't help him because I needed help, but I
Yeah.
didn't even know how bad off I was. That's how bad this thing is. Like, but he was in stage 4 CTE, so now this thing has a name. I'm speaking to all my other teammates, and everybody's dealing with the same kind of stuff. It's just the difference is how bad does it get? Are you at the Parkinson stage yet? Or are you in the dementia stage like where I was at? But it's like every day you're in survival. You're just trying to figure this thing out. And so eventually, like I filed a class action lawsuit. I said, hey, get the guy some help. And the number one thing I asked for, and I said I will not budge on, is you have to warn a new generation before they ever step foot in that sled. And right now, the case is still going because they won't agree to that and they haven't done it yet. So I
Uh,
won't sign off on anything. Yeah, nobody child should go through this.
no,
You know, yeah,
that's crazy. I can't even imagine what you went through like that, and then your teammates and everybody else that's gone through that. That's nuts. I don't have anybody personal connected to CT because none of the people in my family like to play football or any like the hardcore sports. It's more basketball,
yeah.
whatever. So, but I'm gonna let Irv come in here and ask a question or two if he has any.
Before you say that, I'll guarantee you it's touched your life some way, somehow, because it has most people. For example, I met so many like housewives who there's one lady, we were talking for a few minutes. She was about to go to a doctor's appointment, right? And she's
Hmm.
like, got these weird symptoms, doctors can't figure it out. And when she told me what they were, they lined up with CTE and my teammates. I
Ooh.
said, did you ever like hit your head, a car accident? She's like, no. I said, I know you went through a divorce. Did you have domestic violence? She was like, no, no, nothing like that. I never got a concussion. And we talked for about 15, 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden, she was like, except this one time, I was snowboarding with my son and I fell backwards and then my arms locked up like this. I was like, okay, that's why your doctors can't find it. I said, I'll guarantee you it's probably this. I gave her all the research, all the information. And
Hmm.
that's the whole thing. This thing is so misdiagnosed. It's
Yeah.
like how many fights every kid's been in? It only takes that one fight for some kid to get punched in the head hard enough for it to set this thing in motion. Because 60% of people they say are in prison right now have untreated head injuries. Because in America we don't treat head injuries. They tell you that like they told us like my first crash in Switzerland, my
Hmm.
first World Cup crash. It was about 2 weeks before the opening games in Salt Lake City. Like my brakeman that day, he was knocked unconscious, and I had really bad vertigo. I couldn't sit up in a hotel bed without the room spinning. So when this happened, they sent us back to the hotel and they just told us watch each other so they don't go to sleep. And my thing was I supposed to be watching him? I can't even sit up and look at him without throwing up. And he was knocked unconscious. He's already out of it. So, but that was the treatment that we had in America for brain injuries. So no one has been treated. And that's why we have so many. I believe that's why we have so many mass shootings and all these things. They can be traced back to some of this stuff. Yeah, it's if you do the homework, you'll be like, oh wow, that one and that one too. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a
I'm sorry.
connection. My bad, Irv. Before, but a connection that I'll tell you, I think Irv can also go with this is Damar Hamlin, the whole situation that happened there, and then which is not CTE, perhaps because there's more deal with the heart, but just I've seen. I don't know if you're in the NFL realm, but Tua Tagovailoa with all the concussions that he's gone through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like, I mean, like, I have never seen a person go from what he was at Alabama to now where it's like, I'm serious. I'm seeing like the side effects that you're saying on like it literally on the field. Like he's forgetting where people are and like he's throwing it to like people can make mistakes and interceptions happen, turnovers happen. Like we get that, but like he's had 4 of them. He's had 4 concussions, and all of them have landed with him going with different hand signals like this. Eyes roll back. So like
And
I don't
did you
know
see the way he was hit on those? Some of them he wouldn't even hit.
Yeah, exactly. So do you think that could potentially be CTE that's not even being looked at?
It's already there. There is no ifs, ands, and buts about it. It's there already. It's there. I just watched this documentary with Kanye West. I didn't want to go see it, I'll be honest. Because he acting all out of control. I don't want to even promote anything like that. But my girlfriend wanted to see it, so I went with her, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my background is mental health. That's what I do. That's what I've always done until now. And I'm watching this documentary. He's saying some things that bring home. Like the only pill they ever gave me for this thing, they gave me a Zoloft, and it made my suicidal stuff like 10 times worse or 100 times worse.
Wow.
I went from controlling this thing to like I made a deal with God, like I'm never going to kill myself, but if you come get me, that's okay. To like I really just wanted to die. Like how do I? So I just stopped taking these pills. So I'm watching Kanye in this documentary.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things first things he said was like he said, "Hey, like I can't take this meds, no more meds." Like he was talking about these meds. So these meds they don't work on healthy brains, right? And so then I did the math on him. He was diagnosed bipolar when he was 40 years old. That's a no-no. Like that didn't make sense to me. Nobody gets diagnosed at 40. You get diagnosed between 18 and 21. If you don't get them two, they sitting there right there waiting on you. And how do you know? Because you were in school, you were doing something weird, and eventually they got you some help or tried to get you some help. So think about him. He had he wasn't no football player, no sports, anything.
No.
So I'm saying this doesn't make sense to me. Why is he acting like he had CTE? And then I remember the song he had out. He talked about him and Jay-Z. He had a car accident. His jaw, he said, was in the back of his mouth. I was like, holy shit, he had a concussion. Excuse my language. He had a concussion.
No, you're good.
He had to, because, and remember, they don't treat concussions. So I'll agree. And so I actually, when I came home that night, I went on my I keep whiteboards all over my place. And that's how I keep up with stuff now. And so I plotted my first concussion with where I am now. Like when it was 10 years, it was a 10-year mark when it got really bad with red flags before that. Then there was another mark at the 15, 16-year mark. And I plotted from the time he was 40 till then. And I actually predicted the year he had this car accident. I said it had to be 2002, no earlier than 2001. And I had my girlfriend, she looked it up. It was 2002.
Wow.
Like this stuff is plottable. It's like predictable. Like I'm watching these football players and I can look in their eyes and there's a certain darkness I see now when I can see it in myself. But people saw it in me before too. And they was like, what's wrong? But now I know what this thing is. I can look at it. I can smell it out now because it's brutal but it's simple. It's really simple.
Mm.
but it's also misdiagnosed. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Like most people think they get that little micro concussions that's good. Like, no, I only got a little one. No, that's the worst one. Because
Yeah.
that big one made me go to the hotel with vertigo and made me sit down. Them
Mm.
small ones I was getting allowed me to keep doing what I was doing while I'm getting more damage on top of the concussion that I have. So that micro concussion, that big one, is doing the same damage. Yeah. But the big one just make you sit down and not do nothing about it and you relax. Yeah.
So you would technically, if I'm being honest, you would technically probably want the bigger one first because that means you would have to be out for a while instead of getting the small ones that are, oh, I'm good. I can go keep playing. Is that what
The
you're saying?
research would suggest that.
The research is
You might not want those side effects because trust me, that vertigo show up. Oh man, it's sometimes that room. I wake up and the room starts spinning, and like you don't know where the floor is. Like it's like everything is here. Sometimes I just want to jump in the ball and just do this and see where I land because I don't know where
yeah,
But
where
just
you going?
yeah, yeah. If you turn
Yeah.
your head this way, the room will spin that way. If you turn your head this way, the room gonna spin. It was just like
Wow.
you
That's
know,
crazy. That's crazy.
yeah.
So Irv, you got any questions for William?
Yeah. I have like these two questions, and then I have like a last little third one. If you because I'm very much into sports, and obviously head injuries come with sports without a
Yeah,
doubt. The more contact, the better. I mean, like the worse, not the better, but like
yeah, yeah.
like the worse you can get like head injuries and stuff. And we just spoke about Tua and what he was going through, Hamlin as well. And I know there's a bunch of other football players that, after a big hit to the head, a clear concussion. I believe, um, Zach, correct me if I'm wrong. If Jackson Dart in the Giants game had a concussion,
Yes.
little
Mm-hmm.
mini concussion, and he still went out there to play. Young quarterback,
Mhm.
rookie year. So, do you think do you think enough is being done in the sports like world to protect these players from head injuries specifically?
No, I don't think it is. I'm trying to figure out in football how do you protect that one? Like it's like I'm watching these DBs right now. You got these running backs who run at full speed and they pretty much what they call spearing. Like they lean with their head. They don't have a choice.
Yeah.
How do you protect yourself as a DB or as a linebacker without putting that pressure on them? Like to protect yourself.
Mhm.
And I don't really have an answer for that one. Like it's but there's a high school, Roosevelt High School in St. Louis. That's my hometown. They just had to forfeit their season because they didn't have enough players this year. I think they played maybe the first one or two games, and they had to forfeit. And I think what's going to happen until the public demands that they fix this, like it's going to continue to happen. But right now, I bet you there's probably a lot of kids who probably wanted to play. Maybe their parents didn't allow them to play anymore, or don't let them play at all. And that's why that school didn't have enough people. That's what it's going to boil down to. But I tell you what, I was a couple weeks ago. I was turning the TV on, and I felt hopeless because like everything that was on TV was sports, and I was like, wow, this thing is not going to stop. It's just gonna, it's like a freight train, and I don't think that they're going to stop sports for this issue. They're just going to let people suffer. It's too much money being made,
It's
and
Yeah.
all
people
of
still
this.
watch it.
It's
Yeah,
all about this. It's
yeah.
really all about. They don't care what happens to people. It's literally just about this.
No, like in my court case right now, I asked for two things. One, a new generation. Number two, I told them to take care of my guys. See, I was so cloudy. I was so in a bad place. I thought I'd be dead before the case ended. So I said, don't worry about me. Just, I didn't ask for no, I didn't have any demands to give me $1 million. No, take care of my guys and warn a new generation. And like right now in court, there's an offer on the table. Like they will evaluate only, no treatment, no money for treatment. And it just doesn't make sense to me. And I'm just thinking, like, you know, I really hope that the American people even find that and be disgusted with it because it's really horrible what they do. It's really horrible. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just like I don't know why people get so entertained by it. Like even since I was talking about the Giants earlier, the new rookie running back, same as Scatterboo, last name
Yeah.
Scatterboo, and he plays with such an aggression that people are saying that the way that he's playing, we don't know if he could continue playing like that for the next like year or two, just because he's legit helmet, shoulder pads down, tucked neck, just going head first into whatever collision.
Yeah.
And he's a rookie. And automatically people are already saying that we don't know how long he's going to be able to play in that same role. So
Yeah.
it's pretty insane the way people just find that entertaining. Just a bunch of head injuries and concussions and all that stuff. And then like talking about that, in your own opinion, like what changes would you like to see in the sports world? How would you think like sports in general should handle these kind of head traumas, these kind of head injuries and stuff to kind of like prevent it in a way?
Well, no, the first thing is there's so much money in sports. You just the last couple of years, we watched all the big conferences changed. Everybody moved to different conferences to get the big TV
Mm-hmm.
contract stuff.
Yep.
There's so much money out there. And they should take some of that money and put it into really trying to help these athletes. That's what they have to do. But until I just say this, until the public stops watching and demands better, they're going to keep doing exactly what they're doing. They have no incentive to stop because capitalism is one thing, you know. Like, and just even when you find the things that do help, like for example, I went to see my doctors many times, and when I've actually found hyperbaric oxygen, like it changed my life. It woke me back up. Like I was at a point where I could barely talk. Like my primary doctor almost tried to talk me out of still using it. It's like those things are dangerous. I'm like more dangerous than me getting lost in my own neighborhood. More dangerous than me laying on the floor and consuming all this coffee and caffeine. Like I'm dying, man. I'm praying for death right now. Like at that point, this is how bad it was. Like those thoughts in your head, man. You're tired and you're just living an awful life. Your quality of life is not there. Like I had an uncle who he went to get a annual work physical for his job, and when he was there, the doctor was like, "Mr. Willington, are you in pain?" And he said no. He said, "Well, you're in stage 4 pancreatic cancer."
Mm.
And he died so fast. I mean, it was just like I just watched him just wither away. He within months he was gone. I
Wow.
got to the point where like I made a deal with the guy. I was like, I can't kill myself. I don't want to leave that trauma on my family. Number one. And I said, but if you take me, I'll be okay. You know, my family will accept that because it was my time. So every night I'm praying for death, man, because I'm at the end. I can't do this anymore. I just, and man, it's brutal. I just like I'm watching these athletes one by one take their life. And they all say the same thing. They were separated from their spouse or their loved ones. Usually they wind up being alone when they die.
Yeah.
That's because they're getting out of control. Like for me, I wouldn't get off the couch. I wouldn't get off the floor. Or then some of them they're having the outbursts, the violent stuff. And so like this thing, only your loved ones are gonna help save you. But once they go away, it's over. You might as well start counting their days down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And we've seen numerous athletes throughout the years, and I know you've had it as well, that have taken our life for suicide, and in many different ways. But to bring it back to that rookie, the running back Cam Scatterbo, there was a video online when he was in college last year. He went to Arizona State University, and he was at a brick wall, like legit, like a brick wall as they're walking into the stadium.
Yeah.
And he is ramming his head on the brick wall to get him like hyped up,
Fired up. Yeah.
ready to go. I know I've seen that before. Like I've seen like guys like hit each other in the helmets and like try to get like riled up and whatever. I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever seen somebody, and I'm not saying it's in a funny way. It is a little concerning.
Yeah.
Legitimately, he is ramming his head into the wall to get him ready to go. And as a person that has, I've done multiple research papers in school on CTE and stuff like that, so I'm aware of it. But as a person that's dealt with it, has had people close to him deal with it, is that like is that could be a symptom of like just doing stuff that's out of the ordinary? Because I don't know, Irv, you could tell me no, but I've never really seen anybody literally ramming their head into the wall.
Yeah.
That probably his symptoms might already be there, might already be kicking in.
Yeah. And we've seen some crazy hits, like his helmet goes off and he just keeps going. Like he's just ramming through people, helmet off in the football game, like just going through the play. So like whenever I see a helmet fall off, or even in hockey too, because hockey, that's a real physical, like crazy sport. Even
they got
hockey,
it bad. Yeah,
like really bad. Like when I see a helmet go off, I'm like, oh God, like something's bad's really gonna happen. Like that's definitely you don't want nothing happening. So I don't know. Since you kind of
are you a hockey fan?
Oh, I love hockey. I'm a big.
Chris Chelios?
Yes.
I was his mentor at one point.
No way. Oh.
Yeah. He wanted to go to the Olympics for his mother's country. I think it was Greece. They were putting together a bobsled team. So our Olympic team asked me to mentor him, right? So this was like I think 2006 or something. So we were going places, right?
Yeah.
And this is me and him. Photographers were out taking pictures. Now that happens a lot during either if I'm in Europe or right around Olympic time. I was thinking, man, it's a little bit early for them to bring those cameras out. Like, they don't know who I am. So then we go another place. It happened again. So after about the third day of me doing this, I'm thinking, I figure out he's like the Michael Jordan of hockey. And I asked him, I said, man, what the hell are you doing here? Like, he's like, what do you mean? I said, you had such a great career. I didn't know who you were. I thought they were taking pictures of me. He said, oh, no, I thought you knew. I was like, no, I didn't know who you were. So, and the truth is, I was like, he said, why do you think I shouldn't be here? I said, look at your driver. He's got on football pads. That's because he's not going to make it down this track safe. And that means you're not going to make it down this track safe. You're going to get concussed. You're going to get beat up every day until you quit or until they quit. He's like, oh, I'm a hockey guy. I can do it. 2 days later, he came to me, man, you're right. I'm out of here. Thanks, And so, yeah, man, like it's brutal. Matter of fact, I have a TikTok channel called One Man with a Chamber, and it's only dedicated, like Joe Namath saved my life because he used hyperbaric. He put videos out about it, and I tried it, and it worked. Like I was like, what the hell? Like I didn't even recognize this place after I did it the first time. And so one of the first persons that contacted me, he was a hockey player. He said he was about to commit suicide that night. It would have been his second attempt. He wasn't gonna mess it up this time. He says somebody sent him that article about me fighting back. And so we actually gave him my number. He called me. This grown man calling me crying, a stranger. He's like, he's a hockey player. He's got the same symptoms. He's struggling, So it's so many people out there. Hockey is the football. You got soccer. You got the housewife. It's everybody. It's not just one thing. And so, did you guys play sports as well?
Yes, I played basketball and baseball.
Okay. Yeah, what about you? I play basketball as well, just for fun, not like on a serious note, but just to keep me in shape. I play a little bit of soccer here and there, and yeah, I just play a little bit of everything.
Any kind of injuries? You ever get any injuries over there?
Head injuries specifically?
No, just any injuries.
Just in general?
Yeah.
Well, both of my ankles, I've folded them, twisted them. There was this one time where I didn't necessarily fracture a bone, but it was a really, really bad. I forgot what the doctor said, but I almost broke my ankle. It's better
to break it than sometimes them injuries are better to break that bone than to have that injury. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And the doctor was saying that it was just an inch. Like if I would have turned it a little more, I would have broken my ankle. And honestly, I was better off doing that because my foot was just literally an anchor holding me down. I still had to go to school and crutches.
Wow.
It was a complete mess. But that was probably one of my worst injuries, and it happened to be my left ankle.
What about you, Zack?
So I've had my fair share. I've actually never broken any bone in my body, knock on wood, please. I'm trying to play basketball right now at college, so I need that to stay. Don't do that to me. But the one injury I had was senior year before a big tournament where potential scouts could have been there, whatever. And I was in gym class, and I totally the whole ankle. I jumped in the air for a floater. Kid was underneath, landed on his foot. My entire ankle hit the floor. It was legit middle of gym class, so everyone was there. I wasn't even crying because I was pissed at what I knew 2 days from now was a big tournament. Why am I playing in gym class with people that don't even play basketball? But people talk shit, so I was like, I gotta what's up, and ended up killing me in the end. But I went to a what's the doctor for to look at like the ankle and stuff.
The what is that? Obstetrician, maybe? Is that right?
Something around those lines. So I went to the doctor. They said I was going to be out 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
I had a back-to-back. I had a triple header the 7-8 days from when I took it. I said we were going down to Ocean City, Maryland, and that's where the beach is, the pool, big long pool. So I made it my mission. I'm going down there, and I'm coming back. Came back in 7 days. Was able to play the triple header. Have never gotten PT on that ankle, and I'm still good today. I increased my vertical. I don't know how that's even possible. So everything worked out well. Now back to concussions, though. I did have a slight minor concussion because I take charges in basketball.
No such thing.
I know. That's what they told me. In high school, I was a freshman. I took a hard fall. When I went up in the air, I got undercut, and I landed. Most of my thing hit the back, but my head hit it. I didn't play. I wanted to play, obviously, as a guy. I'm coming back in there. I want to play. No. So I was out for like 2.5, 3 weeks. I took the time. I didn't really feel any symptoms at all. Just like a headache. And then it subsided after the day. But the school, my parents were like, nah. So we took about 2 weeks. Other than that, I've never done. I have hit my head fair share on my charges. Because, again, when you hit a charge, I'm like going against 6'8", 6'5" dudes. They're like freaking massive. So I'm only 5'8". So I'm taking a charge. I'm getting ran over. And my head has hit the floor multiple times. But as a person that is in the realm of sports, I didn't know how sophisticated or how, like, literally the littlest thing could be a thing. But I couldn't say that I have any of the symptoms of that. Which I'm grateful for, but I've had hit my head multiple times. So
you're still in college age playing days, right?
Yeah. So I have not played any division basketball yet. I am transferring from my previous college right now to New Hampshire to try out to play Division III basketball. So that's where I'm going to now, and I've been just grinding, training, whatever the case is. Irv's been helping me out as much as he can, and we've always played. So we've been close. We've been going to the same college for like the last 3 years. So I've known him.
Nice.
So for that's pretty much my injury history. But yeah, again, I had to tell you about the concussion thing because I know that resonates with what we're talking about here.
Well, actually, both of them very important. So when you went to work on that ankle, what was you doing down there? Like, did somebody help you do it, or you did stuff on your own?
You talking about me?
Yeah.
No, so I had my dad there, but I just kept like, so I only had one foot, so I was in a boot, and then when I took the boot off to go in the pool, I was like literally hopping on one foot. But as I was hopping, I was like trying to walk as much as I could, stretching it out, and the chlorine that helps out any water, but mostly chlorine helps out the muscles. It relaxes everything. So then the next day I went into the sand. And I'm moving, I'm walking, and I'm feeling it. It's coming. And then I'm like throwing a frisbee, I'm throwing a baseball, I'm throwing a football, and I'm trying to just move. And then I felt the movement come back, and the boot came off, and everything kept going. So it naturally healed. But
That wasn't natural. You did 6 things, man. You just did 6 things.
No medicine, no nothing, no PT, no like whatever. Just kind of just looking up. My dad helped me with like the stretching, whatever. And that kind of was it. But I say the sand, the waters. I tell anybody who has an ankle injury, I'm like, yo, try to find a pool and try to find sand. Mix them together, and you could come back in 5 days. But again, like I took a chance because I could have really made it even worse. And my ankle still cracks to this day. It has not. I've never had a crack, and ever since that, I've had like the loudest of cracks ever on my one ankle. And it hurts from time to time, but like. I don't need my brace. I have kind of,
Okay, watch this
especially,
one, Irving.
huh?
I'm setting them up right now. I said, "Well, go ahead, keep talking. Go ahead."
No, you're good. So like the psychological part though of it is when you do
Oh
mess
yeah,
your ankle up, it or like anything in general,
anything
you're
big, yeah,
so
yeah,
afraid. Like even with the brace, I was like, I don't want to go to the rim. I don't want to drive to the rim and score because I
yeah,
feel like I'm gonna do it. And I've had to kind of get over the fear and do it in order to be like, okay, I'm good. And then naturally, as months go by, brace came off, a little tweak here and there. But I've had tweaks. Like literally just 2 days ago, I was on the turf and
yeah,
working on my thing, and my ankle turned that way. But I'm so in my body is one with me, so I
yeah.
know when I'm about to turn, I turn it back, and I'm like, whoa, I almost had no more ankle again. So like it definitely is a psychological thing that you have to get over
Oh
when
yeah,
you have injuries. It's really
yeah.
crazy.
I busted my knee long jumping one time. Hyperextended it. It was because we doing it in
Oof,
the rain. I slipped, hyperextended the knee.
crazy.
That neck. It took me about a few months to get back up and going, and it took me even that much longer to trust myself to run down that runway and jump off that leg again. So I know.
Exactly.
Now here go the big question. I wish we could have rewinded or started when you first started talking about what you did to treat. Because I'm looking at the timer in the top corner. I wish we had checked that. It was about you'd had about at least 10 minutes worth of stuff you did. Now this is where now here we go. Here go the good one. So I was setting them up, Aaron. Watch this. What did you do for that concussion injury? What was your treatment?
Oh, damn, that happened freshman year. Okay, so we took the in high school you have to take the concussion test. Like you have to go through like an actual test like on the computer.
Okay, that's a test. That don't count. What else you
Yeah,
do?
I don't know. That's what
That was just to evaluate. That's
that was,
evaluated.
yeah, to evaluate the thing.
What you do to heal that concussion? What'd you do?
I don't know if I can't say I did nothing, but I probably didn't do anything. Probably just rested, stopped looking at my phone, stopped looking at any electronics just to kind of calm down the mind and kind of just like sleep it off and just like kind of just relax. I
Would
really
that
or like
same thing have helped your ankle?
no.
Exactly. What make you think that helped your brain? That's the point. They don't
Yeah,
treat concussions in America. They don't, man. Like, and that's why we are where we are. Like, you didn't get treated, and so for you, you can have 10 years from now, well, from that injury, and if your system, if it's anything like mine, at that 10-year point, you're going to start to feel some things that, like, wait a minute, where did this come from? Where could you know? And I'm not saying you are, and I really hope that does not happen to you. But my point is, like,
keep an eye out.
and no, just really, just in American sports, like, just not in
Oh,
sports. Whatever we get concussions, hurt ourselves, hurt that brain. There was no treatment. There was never any treatment until now. You know,
yeah.
and now they don't even call it treatment. It's just I get in hyperbaric oxygen, and it puts all that oxygen all the way back to the brain. Like the first time I went in that thing, like I was cloudy. Like I didn't hardly know where I was at most of the time. Oh, let me show you an example. Let me where's something at. All right, this is my phone. Right,
Mm-hmm.
this represents the block that I lived on in Los Angeles. Right, it's a square block. I
Mm-hmm.
lived like right here, and to go to the stores are over here. So I had to go up here, turn, store. Right. At some points, I was so cloudy, I would ask myself, what if I go the other way? What's on that other side? And I couldn't figure it out. It's the same thing, stupid. You just went the other way. But I couldn't, like, I was in my apartment just like stressing out. What if I go that way? What's over there? Like, I don't know. That's what this thing is, man. And so that's why you see these guys, man, they're taking their lives. And our military guys. I put a video out. Did you guys see the CTE guy? He left a CTE suicide note for he was going to the NFL office to shoot those guys in New York. It was about 2 months ago. He left a note saying he had CTE, and so he gets there. He's shooting. He killed some people, and they checked his brain. It came back last week. He did have CTE. But on my TikTok channel, I have it set up just to help people with this because you don't get through this thing alone. Like you need help. You really need help.
Yeah.
And so I got people that just come there just for the help. So my phone was ringing that night when he killed those people. All day long, my phone was ringing. So I made a video. You guys can go check it and fact check me. In that video, I said, guys, I know we're watching our athletes. They're doing these destructive things. They're killing their families, their loved ones sometimes. They're taking their own life. I said, but that's not the population that scares me. So we live in the only country where you can go to the church and get shot. You can go to the movies and get shot, go to a concert and get shot, go to elementary school and get shot. You're in the kindergarten, you're getting shot at already, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, that was not the population. I don't fear the athletes. I fear our military people coming back, our veterans coming back with the same condition. Because in my brain was telling me, kill yourself. Take, it's over. Get done, be done out of here, get out of here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So think about it. Now you're in the military. Now you're the best killer in the world because that's what our military does.
Yeah.
No disrespect to them at all. They do the best at what they do. They're killers. So now they're coming back, and your brain is stuck in a loop when you get to CTE. Like definitely is a loop over and over, the same crap over and over. You're thinking the same thoughts. And so what if your thought was to kill? Now, who's your enemy now? Well, we don't know. So I put that video out the day of that shooting. The next day I was in court. I spoke to the judge about it. I said, Your Honor, we got to get ahead of this. We left that thing. I went on the court steps. I made another speech about the military guys, right? Same thing, military. I said, I'm afraid of these guys. So I said, there's a wave. Quote me. I said, there's a wave of military mass shootings coming. And so the following week, a guy went to a bar in Anaconda, Montana, I think it was a veteran. He went up there, he shot 4 people in the bar. He ran through the woods, they chased him for a week and they finally caught him. The very next week, some guy went on one of the military bases. He shot up his people on that military base. And then last Sunday, there was a veteran shooting. I think this one was in Minnesota. He burned up part of the church. Then he went to the other part of the church and started shooting. So once they stopped him, there were still 4 or 5 bodies missing. So they're probably in that building that he burned up. So that's the population that we really need to be treating. So like I'm trying to open up a CTE wellness center. And so people can come there and get free treatment. So for me, it has to be free. Otherwise, it's too expensive. People won't show up.
Yeah.
Like when Joe Namath talked about his issue, he said he used hyperbaric oxygen and reversed the symptoms. He didn't tell us what the symptoms were, So I was a skeptic. I wouldn't have tried it. Hey, what is your people that watch your podcast? Is it more PG-13 or is it adult content?
No, it's adult.
Yeah.
Obviously there's some people that are like teenagers and stuff like that, but it's all adult.
Okay. Well, if you want to, edit this next part out, feel free.
Not
But
here.
all right, so I go down to this place, and this guy let me try for free. So I'm in this chamber. I'm in there for an hour. So my glass is a little slight tinted because I'm sensitive to light now. Light, smells, and sounds, like strong smells. Just the perfumes I throw up smelling it. So I'm in this chamber, right? I'm in there an hour. I come out. I grab my glasses, put them on, and I feel like I don't need them. Like everything's extra bright and pretty. Like the sky, man. I think I might not have been seeing colors for a while. Because when I came out of that chamber, everything was so just beautiful and just bright. And the salesman came over. He's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't think I need my glasses right now." And he was like, "Oh, you're one of those." And I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna try to sell me this $25,000 machine. But I was like, oh, here we go. But the truth is, like, some people get immediate relief, which what I do, and some people need like 60 sessions within 30 days. So it's like 2 a day. And so when I got home that night, man, I used to have these migraines, really bad migraines and vertigo. That's part of the CTE stuff. So I'm laying down. I fall asleep on the couch about 7. And then right around 9 o'clock, I wake up. I got this migraine that's really bad. It's destroying me. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I made a mistake by using hyperbarics. It's destroying my head. But I didn't really panic because something happened. When I had that migraine, I had an erection, which is 2 things that don't go together. I don't know anybody who says, like, let's go make love. I got this migraine going. Like, no. It's like you don't want to smell people. You don't want nobody touching your skin. You want to be left alone in a corner. But so here I am at 9 o'clock with this migraine and an erection at the same time. So I go climb into bed. It was about midnight. Erection still there, migraine still there. I go to sleep, wake up in the morning, that migraine has subsided. It's calmed down quite a bit, but that erection is still there. And I'm just thinking, like, man, what is it doing to my brain? Something is doing something to me.
Mm-hmm.
So my cloudiness was gone for 6 whole days. Like I couldn't believe it, man. I was not cloudy. I could count, reading everything again. I went back to that place the end of the next week and same treatment. I was clear for 9 days. So I knew this thing was not a placebo, it was no accident. This thing was really working. And the problem I ran into now, I needed at least 20 grand to buy a machine for my home.
Mm.
Like I had just bought a house during COVID 2 years before that, so I didn't have that cash laying around.
Yeah.
And man, my dad stepped up, and one day I checked my account, I had 20 grand in there, and my dad called me like, "Go get the machine." And that's what woke me up. Like I was at the point where I was struggling with talking, finding words, losing words. And even on some days, like trust me, if I go 30 days without treatment, I'll get cloudy again. Some people get permanent relief. Some people don't. I don't. But I think most people, from what I see, they do. But I had the worst case scenario. I raced 1 in 6 slides down that mountain. And I was what I know now. Every time I went down that mountain, I was getting either a micro concussion or a real concussion. So 1 to 6 rides a day, 3 to 5 days a week, 4 to 6 months of the year, 4 to 5 months of the year for
That's
9 years. So I probably have more concussions than any person can probably have. So if I can get up from this thing and that machine woke me up, like it should work for most people. Like I couldn't imagine a person who has what we have who it doesn't work for.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Irv, do you have anything to say to William
Uh,
or any other questions?
I just have like this last question because it just fascinates me that that you said you've been a mentor to these athletes, and I'm assuming also military personnel as well. What kind of advice can you give to these young athletes or these young like military people starting out? Like, what advice can you give them when it comes to like these type of things like CTE, brain injury, and all that stuff?
When it comes to if you have it already and first of all, including myself, like no, like man, how much time do you guys got? Like we can close on time.
Uh, Maybe roughly by the hour mark.
Yeah, probably about another 5-6 minutes.
Okay, this is a quick question. All right, quick
You're good.
explanation. My girlfriend, like we had a place here in LA,
Mm.
and she's on the phone with her family a lot, and they talk really loud, like crazy loud. Now it drives me crazy. So I told her one that's like, you know what, I'm going back to the lake house. I'm probably gonna move back there. I said we probably should split up. I just can't take this noise. And then I'm looking at myself. It's like, what kind of person am I to be telling somebody to be quiet in a house? Like I'm really judging myself and her at the same time, right? So I get back to my lake house, and when I'm there, like when I'm walking at this time, this is how bad it was. The ground in front of me was always doing this in front of me. So yeah, man, I'm in bad shape, and I'm praying for death. But God, for some reason, He ain't taking me yet. I don't know why. You know, it's my time coming. So this article shows up, written by the New York Times, called "Sledhead." Someone sends it to me. I read it. It's talking to about my. I have at least 4 teammates that I know about committed suicide, and there's
Mm.
been a whole bunch more who's tried. We have we have seizures, strokes, a few Parkinson's, things like that. A lot of suicide attempts, and so I'm going over this list, and I get on my knees, and I thank God that all the symptoms miss me. Right? I sent an article to my girlfriend. She circled some stuff, and the first thing I heard was noise sensitivity. It was the reason why I was there in the first place. Then I went, oh, sheesh. I went back. I looked at the list. I checked every box except Parkinson's.
Mm.
And I say that to say this. Nobody, all the athletes I sent that same article to all told me the same thing. Oh, no, I see the symptoms, but they miss me. But then they'll keep talking and they'll say something really bizarre. And I was like, you know what? Share that article with your loved ones. And if you feel the need to call me back, you can call me back. My phone rang every single time. See, we can't see the symptoms in ourselves. We can see somebody else doing something crazy. Look at Antonio Brown over there doing that. Why is he doing that? But
Yeah.
we don't see all the stuff that we're doing. So we can't see it on ourselves. This is a loved one issue. Your loved ones are going to save you. You cannot do it alone. Matter of fact, if you're watching this, find my TikTok channel, guys. And then not just that, look at the last probably 5 or 6 suicides from NFL guys. They were all married men who were living alone or was isolated in a room in the house. It's not, they're not being butt heads and assholes on purpose. Excuse my language. They are what they are because their brain is doing this to them, and they need you. Do not turn your back on them. If you need to get out the house to be safe, I understand, but you got to send help for them because they're not going to survive this thing. You cannot. Find my TikTok channel. I stepped in every pothole. I'm showing you how not to. I'll show you how to CTE proof your home, which is, we do some weird stuff, guys. I promise you. I've been with the same girl 5 years at least. Only one time she ever screamed at me, "Hey, you left the toilet seat up." Like, you'll start doing things that's not normal for you. But I'll do that for a whole week, then I'll stop it. Now I'm leaving the stove on when I'm cooking for a whole week, or it'll be a whole week of me not locking the front door. It's always something. It'll move on you, and you got to figure out what it is, and you got to put things in place to keep yourself safe, keep your family safe. And it's not that hard once you kind of start thinking out the box a little bit. You got to get ahead of it. Find me. I'll show you how to do it. It's all there. I don't charge you anything. And if you need hyperbaric, I even have starting to build relationships where I can send people for free treatment. But my goal right now is to open up a facility right now where people can get. It has to be free for military, athletes, everybody. It's free. I don't want to charge anybody. So, like, I can actually open it right now on my own, take out loans, but then I'm gonna have to charge, and I don't want to charge. This is something that needs to be for free. You have to do it. It's too expensive to pay for, which means people keep doing what they're doing and not going to show up.
True. Well, again, thank you, William. I appreciate you coming on. It was a great show. Great having you on. Irv, thank you again as well, jumping on. That's pretty much it, guys, for our show here on Recap Monday for season 8, episode number 34, powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. We'll see you guys on for Friday. Actually, no, we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Bobby Schroeder will be coming on. He's a New York Giants guy, so we'll be having him on, and then we'll have a show on Friday. So we see you all guys then. Thank you again, William, and
thank you.
We'll be in touch. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys.